All right, welcome back to Happy Hour with Heather and Guest. I'm that other dude, Andrew. I'm joined as always by Heather.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome to the show. And today is episode number 83. And it was Heather's turn in the rotation. And she suggested we discuss a band called Buffalo Fuzz
Yeah. Yeah.
from Minneapolis, Minnesota, I believe.
Yes.
So if you want to give us some context, feel free. The floor
Yeah.
is yours.
Yeah. I was listening to YouTube music and I was listening to an album and now I can't remember which album I was listening to, but I'm one of those old school people who like to listen to full albums. So the cool thing about YouTube music is when you finish with the album, it just starts playing music. That's kind of along this kind of similar to what you just listened to. And a song by Buffalo Fuzz started playing, and I was like, "Wow, this this song is awesome!" So I was like, "This would be a really great time to revisit their music." So I thought, why not talk about them? And you know, you know, it was the song I heard that it started playing was called "The War." And it's a great song. It's on their first album, their self-titled album, and then they have another album after that. It's called Volume 2, and that was released in 2020. So they just have the two records. But I mean, it's fitting that their name is Buffalo Fuzz because their music, it has a lot of fuzz and desert, and it's very bluesy rock, which I really, really enjoy. I think they're essential albums if you're a fan of, heavy blues or that, especially blues that has that grit, the grittiness in it. I seem to be attracted to music that has that grit. So, I think that these albums kind of fit that too. No, Volume 2 has a great cover of Sunshine of Your Love, which was originally done by Cream. And, you know, that that song, like the whole thing, just the way that it's so bluesy and there's a lot of harmony to it also, and it has a lot of groove. So I just think, you know, I saw that they have bundles, like merch bundles with the have a t-shirt and um there's like a sticker and pins. They're like all bundled together in these bundles on Bandcamp. So I would definitely check that out because I think both these albums, I think both of them are essential albums to get, especially if you're a fan, of that bluesy rock. We haven't really talked about a lot of bands that are in that heavy blues kind of category. So I think it's kind of fun to talk about this today. So um, and I think, both these albums are really special. I think they're timeless. I think their music will always be relevant. And I think this music definitely will live on forever.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was not familiar with this band at all. Surprisingly, considering how good the music is, um, I would have thought. I mean, it is most of the subgenres that we listen to, that you and I listen to, tend to be based in doom, and this I would say is much more bluesy hard rock stoner. So it's in the same world, but it's not quite in the sweet spot of what I'm used to. So I'm sure there are tons of bands out there that I'm not familiar with that I should be. And then I looked into their history. Unfortunately, as you said, they only made the two albums before the drummer passed away. So there will only be two albums, but they are both must-haves. I would say. I was listening to both albums today in succession, and it was like banger after banger after banger. And what did I? I also let's see. I said that it was sort of like a stoner version of the Black Keys and ZZ Top. Like it was kind of like you could see the through line from those two bands. Like if you added some more distortion, and they have a unique sound that they don't sound like either of those bands. But if you came at me with them like, hey, you want to hear something that is from the same school as the Black Keys, but the volume is turned up to 11 with distortion, then I'd be like, oh yeah, yeah, of course. Um, and there is some stoner and some psych in there. I think my favorite track was "Too Young to Die," which is off of their second album. And I really love they do such a kill. I love when bands take original songs and make them their own, either by restructuring them or playing them at a different tempo or just interpreting them differently. And they do such a bluesy rendition of "Sunshine of Your Love." Um, and then there was a bit of like a Neil Young feel. They have at least one song that's more of an acoustic guitar with harmonica, off of Volume 2. So they really can do it all. And if you're looking for something that is more of the bluesy influence, then I would say definitely pick up both of these albums. Um, Interestingly enough, this is my tangent opportunity. So, "Sunshine of Your Love" was basically written by Jack Bruce and Eric Clapton. I think Clapton came up with the riff, and Jack Bruce wrote the lyrics. And uh, so they got a 50% split of the royalties each. And then the drummer, Ginger Baker, came up with that sort of um, African or Latin rhythm that goes at the beginning. But technically, drums are considered arrangements. So you don't get royalties for arrangements. So even though he contributed an original idea to the song, it's basically the melody and the lyrics are what gets you paid. So there's a phenomenal movie called Beware Mr. Baker, which is all about Ginger Baker's life, and that's one of those stories they tell. Um, Along with the contentious relationship he had with Jack Bruce in not one but two bands. They were in a band before Cream, uh, Graham Bond's the Graham Bond Experience, I think. And there's a great line where Ginger Baker says, "And then I had to unload a right-hander on him." So I think they came to blows a couple times. Um, Either way, tangent over. Check out Volume 2. Check out the self-titled. Both are killer albums.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
they are. They really are.
yeah,
Really are. Highly recommended.
definitely. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying. I mean, it's funny because like now that I'm thinking about it, and I know we're sort of on the spot, I can't think of other similar like genre bands that they're the only ones I can really think of who are as good as they are, that sort of straddle that stoner psych blues
Yeah.
crossroads.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty incredible.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, and when I was looking up the band on Apple Music and I put in Buffalo Fuzz, I got every iteration of Buffalo and Fuzz. So there's a band called Lavender Cakes, which
Oh,
is like
wow.
an alternative band, and their album is called Fuzzy Buffalo. So I listened to it a little bit just to see what they were about. It's like
Yeah.
the opposite type of music.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty cool.
if you're looking for something to just skip, jump ropes to and lick lollipops, then maybe check out Lavender Cakes with Fuzzy Buffalo. If you're looking to just listen to some quality stoner blues, then check out Buffalo Fuzz.
Yeah.
Don't get them confused because because they're completely separate circles. There's no overlap, even though they both have Buffalo and Fuzz in the names. It's not the same.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Cool.
then And then I listened to Dead Gallery too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you
I
got a chance.
I did not. How is Dead
No.
Gallery?
Well, it's so fitting. This is like total major kismet because I was not aware of this band, and they just sent us an email with the record, and I had no idea what the music was like. And it's so fitting that we're talking about Buffalo Fuzz because because this is like really guitar driven bluesy rock. Again, it like totally fits in with us talking about Buffalo Fuzz. This music just fits right in there with it, and I thought that was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
So their album, and they're from Austria, and it's Dead Gallery, and their album's called Dead Man's Theme, and it was released in June. I mean, I mean, from the first opening notes of the first song, I mean, you're in for a great time. It has the guitar in it is just absolutely phenomenal. And the vocal delivery, it has this really unique vocal delivery too. It's pretty cool that this band plays this style of music and they're from Austria. So, so that's very, very unique for sure. And I never would have saw that coming. And so I love these kind of happy surprises like this. So that just the way that all worked out was pretty interesting. Since you didn't get a chance to listen to them, should we talk about them another time?
No, 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 no. This is fun.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I will so I will use this as an opportunity to go listen to Dead Gallery based on your recommendation. Um, because
okay.
this is too coincidental in terms of synchronicity that we're going to be talking about. We talked about Buffalo Fuzz, and then out of the blue, a band from Austria sends us music to listen to, and it just so happens to be guitar driven, blues influenced,
Blue-
metal. So I think we have to talk about it now. I think it's an imperative. And it is
Yeah,
interesting because I
yeah.
was thinking about there's another band that we've talked about previously called Rodeo FM from Germany, and why can't I think of the genre of music they play? It's
Mm,
uh, uh, it's like a country type of music. There's like a specific term for it. I'm blanking. You know what? I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
uh-oh.
Americana.
My
That's what it
internet.
is.
My internet.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, there we go. Yes.
Hello?
Hello, hello. Yes, Rodeo FM,
Okay.
Rodeo FM from Germany. They
Oh, yeah,
play
yeah.
they play Americana, which I always thought was strange that that was the style of music that they would be playing in Germany. You spoke well about Dead Gallery, and it gave me the idea that I should listen to them because it sounds like they're very good, especially since they're in the same genre as Buffalo Fuzz in terms of a heavy bluesy driven guitar. So I'll take this as an opportunity to listen to Dead Gallery. Um, and then I was saying that it reminded me of Rodeo FM, which is a band from Germany who plays Americana, um, which you wouldn't necessarily think would be the a really popular genre of music to play in Germany, and yet
Right.
they did. So whether or not bluesy guitar rock is the predominant style to play in Austria, who knows? But either way,
Yeah, I wish I knew.
I would yes.
Yeah.
But when anyone reaches out to us from the ether and sends us their music, it's such a I mean, I think it's such a privilege. So I'm really happy to
It
listen
is.
to it.
Yeah,
And
it is.
yeah, and I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad you liked it. So I will definitely take this as an
Yeah,
opportunity to
yeah. I
listen
mean,
to it.
I mean, I love guitar driven rock. I mean, I absolutely love it. So the fact that the fact that it was so guitar centric was just such
Right.
it was just such a pleasant surprise. It was like, wow, the guitar in it is absolutely phenomenal. And it was just so cool that it's on the bluesy side, and we're talking about Buffalo Fuzz this week, which is also on the bluesy side. So they fit perfectly together.
Sure. The universe works in mysterious ways sometimes.
It
And
does. It
and
really, yeah, it really does.
if you're open to it, then um, it reminds me of philosopher Simone Weil, who suggested that that's one of the more important things in life is to just be open to the possibilities of things happening, and that most people are closed off. So here at Happy Hour with Heather and Guest, we are open to every possibility. If you're a band and you want us to listen to your music and chime in on it, then we are happy to do so. But yeah, I mean, Buffalo Fuzz, I'm really glad you suggested we listen to them. And I'm glad that we got Dead Gallery sent to us. So it's been a boon weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it sure has.
Cool. Well, that's it for me. Unless you have more insight for anything.
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay. Well, we'll be back again next Sunday. It'll be my turn in the rotation, and I believe we will be talking about Graven Dagger with an umlaut over the A, and I have to give credit to Doomsayer 2001 on Twitter because he was who suggested that people listen to the music. So
Oh, yeah, he does, he does music rundowns all the
yeah,
time on Twitter, and yeah, he comes up with some great suggestions.
yeah. So that was one of his music rundowns,
Yeah,
and I thought the name was really cool, and that's what hooked me. So
yeah,
we will explore one of his suggestions.
yeah. He's a great person to follow on Twitter, or
Absolutely.
I guess
On
it's not
X,
on
whatever
X.
it's on the artist formerly known as Twitter.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever
but
it is.
he's a good person to follow on there if you're on there. So, yeah.
Absolutely. All
Yeah.
right. Well, have a good rest of your day, and we will see you all next week.
Yeah. See you then.